Good morning, world.
Good morning.
So we have an exciting review for you today. Cedric and I both went out and saw Am I Racist? And as you know, I guess I am, according to Cedric, but he cannot be.
Automatically, you are racist. It's a great movie. You guys should go see it. Here comes our review. Stay tuned. I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian, and this is Cedric and Brian.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Brian and I are going to review Matt Walsh's movie, Am I Racist? Now, you're probably asking yourself, are you racist? You may not be, but to prove it, all you have to do is donate to Cedric and Brian.
That's good.
If you donate to us, you're not racist. If you don't donate to us, it's up to you. No, you know I'm kidding. Kind of. But on the serious tip, you can go to the Cash App, go to Venmo. Brian will put that up on the screen here. You're not obligated to. We appreciate it. We love you regardless. And that's all I have to say about that.
Or we'd love you to go to our merch store, and I've got a separate hat store. It's in the description. You can buy our Unity hats, or we've got, I think Cedric has his mug too. Yep, we both have our mugs. The new ones do have our logo on it. So, you know you want to wear our faces. All right,
Don't talk to them. Don't talk to them when you back away from the microphone. Your voice fades out.
Oh, sorry about that. I apologize.
Do I have to do everything?
All right, so what we're going to do, because we didn't illegally bring cameras into the movie theater, we're going to watch the trailer together, and then we can kind of highlight what we saw in the movie and the reactions. And Cedric probably has a little bit more reaction to the reactions to him being in the theater than I did, but we will see.
That was a racist comment, by the way, about bringing movie cameras to the theater to film the movie and sell bootleg copies. I think you should go see the movie again, because obviously you're struggling with the whole racism thing.
Well, I'm racist by default, so it doesn't matter.
Yes.
All right, Here we go.
Let's be clear what's happening in this country. It's Nazism. Republicans are Nazis. You cannot separate yourselves from the bad white people.
Growing up in the 90s, I never thought much about race. Sure, you noticed, but never really seemed to matter that much, at least not to me.
Being a white, straight, cisgender man, it's the top of the pile.
I'm on the top of the pile. That's me. Am I racist?
I would really appreciate it if you left.
I'm trying to learn. I'm on this journey.
Can you please leave?
If I'm going to sort this out, I need to go deeper undercover. If I want to be an ally, I need to look like one.
What is racism?
Martin Luther King said not to judge people by the...
Martin Luther King said a lot of stuff.
Is America inherently racist?
What the hell is that?
The word inherent is challenging there. America is racist to its bones. All of the...
So inherently.
Yeah.
The entire system has to burn. And I'm not going to even use save this country. This country is not worth saving. This country is a piece of shit.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
They gon' say I'm racist.
Joining us now is Matt, certified DEI expert.
Here's my certification. Where are you guys on your anti-racist journeys? So I'll look around the room and point to who we believe is the most racist person in the room. We want to rename the George Washington Monument to the George Floyd Monument. Would you mind signing it? You will? What do you think about this issue of heteronormativity and how it intersects with the broader structures of racism in society?
They gon' say I'm racist.
What's up with white people? What are you doing to decenter your whiteness?
Who's making it the center? Why are they doing that?
And what you're doing is you're stretching out of your whiteness. This is more for you in this field. White.
Folks.
White.
Trash. White supremacy. White woman. White boy.
White.
Entitlement.
White.
Centering.
White.
Silence.
Is there a black person around here? There's a black person right here. Does he not exist?
They gon' say I'm racist, but they call everybody racist.
Hi, Robin.
Hi. And what's your name?
I'm Matt.
Matt. Hi, Matt.
Nice to meet you.
I just had to ask who you are because you have to be careful.
I'll never be too careful.
They gon' say you racist, but they call everybody racist.
Oh, God. Okay, I'm going to back it up because we'll kind of dissect this. So, Cedric, what did you think about the movie? We watched it separately because I'm here in Tennessee and he's in California. So
It was great. Yeah, I was busy this weekend. Brian made me go see it, even though I was preparing for my eldest daughter's wedding. But Brian, whole thing was, are you going to go see the movie? I'll try and go then. The movie was great. I loved it. I called it I would call it a mockumentary. I mean, how can you not call it a mockumentary when you have Matt Walsh starring in it?
yeah.
But one thing I was perplexed about, I don't know how the people like Robin DiAngelo and other people, because obviously you got to bring the cameras in and you got to bring all that stuff in. I don't know what he told them.
He
to
paid
sell
them,
all that.
Cedric. That was what he brought up. These people will do anything for money. They're whores. He paid them, and he showed how much he paid them so that they would sit down and do an interview. Now, obviously, Robin DiAngelo didn't know. She lives under a rock because his disguise wasn't that good. You could still tell it was Matt Walsh. So obviously, she didn't know really who Matt Walsh was. Because upon finding out before the movie release, she removed herself from her ex-Twitter account because she knew she would just look like a fool. It was great.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm trying to tell you guys what I liked about the movie without telling you about the movie. That lunch scene with all the women.
Well, yeah, let's kind of take it apart here. So I'm just going to play this real quick.
Let's be clear what's happening in this country. It's Nazism. Republicans are Nazis. You cannot separate yourselves from.
So what this is these two women right here on the screen, they called what they call race to dinner. Race to dinner. So it's racist in its title. So they used a little double entendre to talk about how, and just to get context, it's a dinner full of white women. You can only be a white woman.
It racist, it's also sexist.
Yes. And Matt,
it makes sense.
Matt infiltrated. So obviously they probably told them that they were going to document these dinners for a good reason. And then Matt knew he couldn't just attend, so he disguised himself and had the mask on as a server. And this scene, I think, Cedric, I don't know about you, but this was one of the funniest parts of the movie.
Absolutely.
Because he's dropping dishes and then he's inserting himself into the conversation as a DEI expert. My favorite line is he goes, I'm not an expert, but I'm not an expert because I've got this certificate.
Well, yeah, he's carrying his little business card with him at all times. So if people doubted him, he would just pull out his card and say, I'm an expert. Look at this. And
he paid to go to a DEI certification program with a lady that comes up later here telling him why he's a racist. It's just genius. I think it's genius. And I don't know how he kept a straight face. There's no way I couldn't have busted up laughing.
And we're not giving it away because it's actually in the scene. There's a part in this where Matt Walsh takes his wine glass and he's like Brian said, he's inserting comments, and he's not supposed to because not only is he white, he's also male.
Yeah.
So he had no business inserting anything. But toward the end, then he raises his glass and he says, cheers if you're racist. And without thinking about it, the black woman raises her glass and then realizes, she's like, oh, wait a minute. I can't be racist.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
I'm like, no, you can be. You just choose not to admit it.
And she's not even the worst one. The one that's next to her, who I don't know what category she puts herself in. She's obviously some kind of victim. So I'm guessing maybe she's Indian. I don't know. Yeah. But, you saw in that scene where she says that, Republicans are Nazis and this country is the worst country in the world. Basically.
Yeah, she actually went on to say that Republican equals racist.
Yeah.
If you're a Republican, you're automatically racist. I don't think she was Indian, Brian. I mean, who would ever admit to being Indian?
but the telling thing is how she just said how bad the country is, and then the redhead, Matt says, "Is it inherently racist?" And she goes, "Well, I don't know about inherently, but yes, it's systemically in what all encompassing." He says, "So inherently," and she's like, "Oh yeah, inherently."
Yeah. And then I took a few notes there. One of the ladies said that, talking about the Second Amendment, she said white people need guns to protect themselves from black people.
Yeah, I do. So they tried to make the assumption that's why all the white racists think they need guns. It has nothing to do with the Second Amendment and actually having guns to be against the government. It was because we all hate black people or we're afraid of black people. So here's another scene.
Straight cisgender man is the top of the pile.
I'm on the top of the pile. That's me. Am I?
racist?
I would really appreciate it if you left.
I'm trying to learn. I'm on this journey.
Can you please?
Okay, so this scene is before he got his man bun disguise.
This is when he was exposed.
Yeah, so he went into this where, again, a black woman is trying to teach all these white people how to be not racist or anti-racist. And so he's sitting in there. They didn't recognize him at first, although there was a lady who you could see, she kept looking at him. And when he left the room, she brought out a phone and said, look who this is. And so then this woman said, can you please leave? And you're triggering people. And literally this soy boy white guy next to him with the beard is acting like, yeah, I'm just uncomfortable here. Can I please walk you out?
Well, yeah, and the funny thing is they weren't uncomfortable until they found out who he was.
Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes when, right before this one, Matt goes into the bookstore and he's asking the lady to help him find some books. And he walks out with a ton of books, but one book in particular, it was as usual, I was the black guy in the theater. And I think I was laughing louder than anybody there. But there's one book in the bookstore, and the book had the title. It was the N-word. I'm not going to say it. And Matt's like, well, how do I ask for this book if I can't say it?
And it was a conundrum. She didn't really know how to answer him.
Right.
You have to kind of explain the book or the author, you know. It was like that scene we talked about before, like the guy runs into the thing, he goes, have you seen my friend? Well, what does he look like? And it's a black guy, and he goes, he's got dark hair.
He's about 5'11".
Okay, was he a black guy? Oh, I don't know.
I didn't notice.
All right, this next shot I brought up here is where he sits down with a guy in, I don't know, was this New Orleans or something? And he starts asking him about the race and stuff. And the black guy's like, no, I don't see racism all around me. I just go about my life, as an individual.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, he talks to regular people, and the regular people aren't into all of this DEI stuff, and they have no idea what he's even talking about, because it's really for the elite and the educated that deal with this, and then they force it upon corporations. But this was a telling scene. I don't know if I have
Not to judge people by the...
Martin Luther King said a lot of stuff.
Okay, that was great. Yeah. Martin Luther King said a lot of stuff,
Yes.
The whole judge people by their character is out the window.
Yeah. It doesn't make any money.
Yep.
But the elderly black man that you're talking to in the body shop, those were two of my favorite scenes when Matt was talking to him, and then as Brian alluded to, he was talking to a bunch of guys in a biker bar.
Yeah.
That you would just assume that, okay, these are the racist people. This guy who works in the body shop.
They actually had a Confederate flag hanging in the bar, Cedric.
Right.
So you just assume right away, oh, these are just a bunch of racists.
Yeah. And I teased Brian about it. We did a video a few days back where Brian said, I'm not racist. Cedric's my friend. But one of the biker guys said that. He's like, and he wasn't saying to prove a point. He was just saying that as a matter of fact. He's like, no, if you're cool, you're cool. If you're not, you're not. He says, I don't look at a person based on their color. If we get along and we can sit down here and crack open a beer and hang out, let's do it.
I know. But I love the heavyset guy who could barely talk. Obviously, he has some emphysema or something like that. He would just kind of grunt. It was hilarious.
I know Matt's using all these $10 words. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I know. It's funny. The balls that Matt had dressed up as you can see in this picture, he's got the man bun on. He drove to a biker bar. He drove a little electric scooter or something to this biker bar. And you would think that he would just be afraid for his life, because not only do you assume they're racist, but then you figure they're going to give this guy a hard time with his no socks and joggers on. But it's just people just want to live their lives, and they don't want this stuff thrust down their throat. This scene right here that I have up here, he actually got to go on a TV news show and talk about his journey as a DEI certified person. And that's another hilarious scene when he's making the white girl stretch out of her whiteness.
Yes. This is more for the white girl, not for you.
Yeah. Oh, it was genius. And then the end of the movie is this. He actually hosted a seminar that he put on Craigslist, right? So he wanted...
And made money.
Yeah, he made money. I'm sure some of these people were told by their bosses, or maybe who knows, that they had to attend some kind of seminar because they got in trouble for something.
Right.
So
HR.
so it's a room full of, it wasn't even all white people. There was an Asian girl in there. There was a Hispanic girl in there. But he got to the point, because it doesn't really show it on here, where he was just trying to tell people how to come out of their racism. And at the end of the scene, Cedric, this was hilarious. People were walking out too. Even people there thought he was too ridiculous. But the people that stayed were going to self-flagellate. He handed out whips and paddles. And in the end, he goes, I can't believe people weren't going to do this, and walked out. And he goes, no, really, I can't believe people were going to do this.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was too much.
Much respect. I was talking to my wife about that. We were walking out, and she said, you know what? I would walk out. I said, would you? I mean, when you think about it, that's the power that this movie's trying to show, and the power of indoctrination.
Yeah.
Because you can see people are looking around at each other like, well, he's not moving. She's not moving. I don't want to look like the jerk here, so I'm going to sit here and take it as well.
Right.
And you wonder how many, I'll say, white liberals or other people, they stay stuck in something because you don't want to look like that person who's going against what the religion is.
Right. And the other thing too is they just want a virtue signal. So this was one of the scenes. We'll probably leave it here. So the sad part is that they went to the Washington Memorial with a black guy holding a sign, and they wanted to change people to sign a petition to change the Washington Monument to the George Floyd Monument. And the number of white guilty people that signed this thing was crazy. Other people said, no, I'm not doing that. But this scene right here that I'm showing, I don't know if you notice on the left-hand side, it says 30% increase. So they said they were going to change the monument from white to black, and then they were going to make it bigger. That's the kind of comedy you get in this. It's just subtle and just funnier than hell.
And that's the part where I laughed out loud in the theater. People, and just looking at me like, okay, you're laughing kind of loud.
Oh, God.
So, yeah,
Well, you are black. You're very loud in theaters.
Yes. And I don't know if he was talking to, and I know we'll leave it here, but Matt does such an incredible job of pointing out the lunacy and the ridiculousness of this movie. And I think he was talking to, was it Robin DiAngelo?
Yeah.
And she says, well, you have to forget they're black. And so he repeats it like over and over again. He goes, I have to forget they're black. But you don't forget they're black. But by doing that, I have to forget they're black. But at the same time, acknowledge the fact that they're black.
Yeah.
She's like, yes.
Yep.
He's like, okay, now I get it.
Oh, and one more thing on that. When he's talking to the redhead, and I don't know if maybe you guys have seen this on another trailer, whereas he talks about Halloween and princesses. And so the white girl was very upset that her daughter gravitated towards the white princess because she was white. And she's like, oh my God. And Matt goes, did you talk to her about it? She goes, all the time. I got to tell her it's not right to like the white princesses. So Matt goes, well, my daughter likes Mulan. And she's like, oh, that's a good start. And he goes, yeah, but she wants to dress up as Mulan. It's Mulan, right?
It wasn't Mulan, but we're not in it's Moana. She was the Hawaiian.
Moana, the Hawaiian, you're right.
Yeah, I forget which one it was.
That was so racist of me mixing up my...
right?
Jeez, that's terrible. Anyway, back to my point. He says, well, she gravitated toward that, but should she dress up as that? And I was like, oh, I wouldn't get her that outfit. So you can't win.
Jeez. I was telling Brian if I called him afterwards and I said, he said, did you see the movie? I said, yeah, I just left out of it. And he goes, what'd you think? I said, well, the only thing I've come to realize is that maybe you and I shall no longer be friends.
And that's basically what it teaches people. That's what DEI teaches people. You really should not hang out with others. You need to hang out with your own tribe, and that's it.
Yes.
But
and you guys will love Matt, and you will love Uncle Frank.
Oh, yeah.
Keep your eyes open for Uncle Frank.
Yeah,
you will love him, or Uncle Frank.
But you know what, Cedric? It's not even that you should hang out with your tribe. It's basically, if you're non-white, you should just hang out with non-white people. So all the non-white people, what I got from this is all the non-white people can hang out together.
Right.
You don't have to be black. So Cedric, marrying a white woman is really going against it. You should have picked any other person that's non-white, and you would have been okay.
I couldn't wait any longer for Candace.
God. I don't even want to go into Candace. I don't know what happened to her.
Oh, yes, you do. But up bump. Sorry, I had to say it.
All right.
That's how I amused
what
myself.
We're saying is go support this movie. It's funny. And for those of you who don't agree, you won't see it just because it's the Daily Wire and they're a bunch of racists or super religious. I don't know, whatever you label them. It's a funny movie. Open your mind, open your eyes, and just enjoy a good comedy.
Right. And I did think of you at the end, Brian, because if you don't remember this, I think that was Uncle Frank at the end, wasn't it, in the cafe?
Yeah.
Okay. And you probably don't remember this. This lends to me and Brian's relationship when we first became friends. Do you remember what Uncle Frank said to him?
Yeah, he wanted to tell him a joke.
He said, "Can I tell you a joke?" I was just going to be a racist joke.
And Uncle Frank, the setup to that was at the meeting, he told a racist joke that Uncle Frank told, so people were able to cuss at Uncle Frank. Tell him what a racist
Matt Walsh gave him hell. He just
really got it. Hilarious. Yeah, I did think of that, Cedric. I thought of you right at the end when he said that.
Great movie. I think Brian was trying to say it. It was just it's not a Daily Wire far right thing. It just points out the ridiculousness of all this stuff. So go see it for yourselves. If you've already seen it, leave it in the comment section about what you thought. Tell us what your favorite part is. And after you go see it, come back to our video and leave a comment about what you thought about it.
Yeah.
But as far as our video is concerned, make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell, and continue sharing our channel with everyone you know from California and Tennessee and all around this great world. Be you black or white, be an American. But we have people all over watching us. We love you too. Until next time, I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian. See you later.